City. Welcome to the Disc and That podcast show. I am one of your hosts, Southpaw Rob, and with me I have...
Hey, what's going on, y'all? We got Chris C-Rod here. Excited to be back with y'all again. Got some interesting things to talk about since last week and interesting guest. We'll let Rob introduce our special person in the booth with us today.
We have Mr. Monty, Mr. William Monterrey of First Available Disc here. He is not new to the show. He is a returning guest. He's going to tell us what he's been up to.
We got some coming up that we want to make some predictions on.
Got the college nationals. That was an exciting finish.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
you also have Mania moving to Emporia. You also have people DNFing for who knows what reason, but we'll get to that.
We'll talk about that today. So, yeah, but again, to start, Monty, let's go ahead and reintroduce
what you been up
yourself.
To, brother?
Yeah,
what's
going on?
up? Thank you so much for having me back. I appreciate y'all. Let's see. Since the last time I was on the podcast, had nationals, DGPT nationals, a couple weeks after that podcast, which was really exciting.
Yeah.
Made the top 75 in my division out of 200 and change. So I was pretty happy about that.
Wow,
did you make the cut?
I did.
Was there a cut this time?
Well,
And where's that? No. So for people that don't know, like, what's the national?
DGT. So it's the National Amateur Disc Golf Tour. Throughout the year, there's qualifying events where you can earn an invitation to their national championships, which is held in Austin for the past couple years. I was fortunate enough to earn my invite, play, and get top 75. I didn't cash because the tournament mostly did. There's a true amateur event, so most of the value was in the player pack, which was pretty sweet. It was very nice. It was worth the $250 that it cost to get into the tournament.
And these are people from everywhere?
Yeah, all over the country. And I think there were a couple international, I'm not sure, but it was from all over the country. Folks were flying in and stayed in Austin. It was a four-round event, Thursday through Sunday. A lot of fun. They really did a great job in putting that together. They had a lot of pros, sick player party.
It's Kyle Harrigan, right? Kyle, is that his name?
Yeah. Kyle Harrigan.
Harrigan,
yeah.
And be on the lookout, y'all. Like, in case you're not familiar with NAGT, it's pretty cool because you got a lot of people in your same division, broken up really well from all over the U.S. and I'm pretty local. Sure there's probably some people that come in from out of states and whatnot.
A lot.
Yeah, but
from what I understand,
look for these events. The event is coming up in beginning of November. Mm-hmm. There's still time, but you got to qualify, right? You got to look for these local NAGT ones, which Monty has ran some himself.
Mm-hmm. So kind of tell us about what it takes to qualify.
Yeah.
To qualify, so on these qualifying events, they're different based on the type of the tier that the tournament is. But generally speaking, it's the top 25% in each division will get an invite. So if there's 4 people in the division, then it'll be 1 invite. If it's 16, they'll get 4. And then if one of those top 25 already has an invite, then that invite will get passed down to the next qualifying person. Also, for MA1 folks, if you've taken cash, then you're not eligible to play in that national championship because you're no longer an amateur. You're professional.
So this is where they transition from MA1, but they're considered open there. Mm-hmm. And then they can choose the prize money and decide to whether go pro or just stay amateur. Like I know Corbin now is from Oklahoma. He's now, he was a MA1 guy who was beating people left and right, which I'd love to have him on the show as well. But
Kyle Klein was actually one of he's one of the bigger names that won the NADGT,
the next gen.
Yeah, he won that called. and then transitioned over to MPO, and he's been super successful. So yeah, with the MA1 folks, that's basically the step is from going to MA1 to MPO and starting to play for money as opposed to being an amateur. And I believe the MA40 and MA50s, they play MP40, MP50. And then the other divisions, MA2, MA3, and then some of the female divisions as well.
I think I have 2 invites. I have one for MA40 and one for MA1. Or no, nice. MA2, I think.
And keep in mind, too, this is, again, he said it was held in Austin. Pretty interesting fact that I learned about Austin recently is they have 28 courses in and around the city.
Wow.
And so during NADGT, different divisions are going to play different courses. Pretty cool thing. You know, again, it's a cool city to
check
go
out the
to.
vendors, man. There's a lot of vendors.
Yeah, but
sick.
Cool city to go to and check it out during this time. So again, look for the event and see if you qualify, and then definitely try and make the trip out.
It was a lot of fun. They had a bunch of pros out there. They had the distance competitions, the putting clinics, the player parties at the Live Oak Brewery. Really great fun. Really great fun. So if you have an opportunity to play any of these tournaments, I highly recommend to do so. Try to get your invite and play nationals.
Do you have any more coming up?
I do. So my goal is to run one qualifying tournament a month.
Okay.
My next one is on April 27th.
And is that just due to the affiliation that you have with them already, and they like allow you to run the qualifiers and stuff like that?
Yes.
Okay.
So anyone can apply to be a tournament director with NADGT. It's an application process, but the more tenure that you have, the better, right?
Yeah.
And then the last few and the upcoming ones that I'm running, they're affiliate events. So instead of being a tournament that's run by them and I'm just the TD running the day-to-day, I'm doing my tournaments. And then I was fortunate enough to that they allowed me to add it on to my tournament.
Like a sponsorship, kind of sort of like brought to you by NADGT, even though it's your tournament.
Powered by.
Yeah, correct. So we offer, so everyone that plays in these tournaments, the first available disc golf tournaments, they have the opportunity to earn those invites to NADGT.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
So what's been up with First Available? Like, what's going on? And for those of you that don't know, that are maybe new to the podcast, I'll let him kind of explain what First Available is and where it's at now.
Thank you. So First Available Disc Golf, its main purpose is to create a safe space for amateur players. So all the events that we do are tournaments and league. We do sanctioned leagues. Once you pay in, basically, you don't have to pay. There's no additional fees or anything like that. With the tournaments, we don't do payouts. Everything is a true amateur event. So whatever you pay in, you're going to get something of that value back, whether it be a dry fit shirt, discs, towels. Just I try to mix it up as much as possible.
Hats. I've seen you do hats.
And what's the point of the league? What do you get?
The point of the league, so we do 10 weeks sanctioned league on Sundays. So it's $30 for up to 10 sanctioned rounds. So basically, you can get each round for basically about $3.
And you get a cool bag tag for a little extra.
You do. Yeah, our bag tags are sick this year.
Yeah, they are pretty
sick. They're nice. I haven't gotten one yet, but I plan on it.
Yeah,
they're nice. I was very fortunate to be able to upgrade those bag tags to the metal ones.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah. And then, so 10 weeks. So you have the opportunity to get up to 10 sanctioned rounds for $30, basically $3 a round. You don't have to show up to every week or just show up when you can. There's no penalty. There's no DNFs or anything like that.
So it's more points here and the more you show up to.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then and the way it works with scoring is that over the league, it's a lot more lax, but it's a cumulative thing. It's as far as I understand that it's an average of your rating, and that's what actually
each
round?
Each round.
So at the end of the 10 weeks, at the next ratings update, then each of those rounds that you played during the 10-week league counts individually, just like it would for
Okay, so it's not them averaged out.
It's each one.
Each round is taken into consideration when the.
So it's like playing 10 C tiers or something like that, or B tiers or combination.
C tier. Exactly. Just the only difference when it comes to the league versus like a C tier or a B tier is that the points that you earn per person that you either tie or beat is a little bit less. So the points is what you're looking for to get your invitation to Worlds. So like AM Worlds or Masters Worlds.
And those invites just went out.
They did. I got my MA40 invite.
Nice.
Thank you. So it's my first Worlds invite. I was pretty happy about that. And I missed the MA1 invite by 30 points. So it's a 2,000 point minimum. And I was like at 1970 or something like that. Yeah.
Cool, man. And then this is the first season of your league, right?
For this year,
are you doing this year?
So for the past couple of years, we've been doing 4.
Okay.
So we do 40 weeks out of the year. We start in March and in December, right before Christmas. And this one we just started up first weekend of March, and so far it's going great. We have the really big tournament in the San Antonio area. It's called LOSO, the Live Oak Summer Open. It's the only A tier in San Antonio for the last year and this year. So most of our schedule for the first 10 weeks revolve around those courses so that we could try to get sanctioned rounds to practice and in preparation.
That's
for
cool.
LOSO.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people enjoy getting those rated practice round type, where it's that stakes aren't so high, but still matters.
Kind
right?
of that same tournament feel though, where it does kind of matter because it is a rated round, but not like an A-tier rated round.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's been very beneficial when it comes to the league, is that folks get ready for tournaments. So they're tournament ready. So when we're playing these rounds, although it is a casual vibe and we're playing with friends and we're very friendly, they still count. They're still rated rounds. So you still have to play wisely and choose your shot selection, and your disc selection is key to make sure that you're still performing.
And not, who you're going to be more competitive with than your friends.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
True.
I mean, yes, a random for sure, but I mean, you definitely want to beat your friends. I mean, it's always on your mind, even though you're just out there having fun.
Absolutely.
It's a cool thing to just go out there and always, have that challenge.
So league's been going well. And so far we've done one tournament a month.
Cool.
This year, one in January, one in February, one in March. And same thing. I'm planning to do one a month moving forward for the rest of the year, at least until.
Any Courses in mind that you have? I know you've done Pearsall so far, and you've done Nani.
No, I haven't done Nani yet. I've been I'm near. Greytown is near and dear to my heart in Elmendorf, Texas. Greytown. It's owned and maintained by the San Antonio River Association, which
authority. The
authority. Yeah, the River Authority. So they're great folks. They're super great when it comes to the maintenance of the course.
They do a great job
really
out
responsive.
there. They really do.
They do. They're extremely responsive. They're extremely kind and friendly, helpful, and disc golf is important to them. Actually, I had a meeting with them today with Amy Monahan, which is one of the leaders for the Alamo Community Disc Club.
Shout out, Amy.
Yeah, shout out, Amy. We had a meeting with them today where they want to do like clinics and do like a low-cost tournament to newer players to get more people exposed and to the sport and try to get them, playing more disc golf.
Like not have to come a whole lot to play a tournament, because I think that's what holds back a lot of people. It's like they want to play, but it's like, I mean, like I think we were talking about it earlier, where it's like, not everyone does have the funds to unfortunately play this flex on Tuesday, then this flex on Saturday, then this flex on Sunday, and then, and then also going up against possible baggers and things like that. You know what I mean? So there's a lot. It's tough. So yeah, I mean, that would be a great idea, I think.
It is. It does become expensive when the market oversaturates and there's so many options and not everyone wants to play the same tournaments. So it's the love is spread a little bit right now.
Yeah, I don't mean to get off tangent, but
what's up?
How do you feel about all that? Like, I mean, I know we talked about it briefly. I mean, just to fill the people in, we were talking about how, attendance is low at some tournaments,
locally,
now.
Yeah, locally.
I mean, what do you feel is going on, and what do you
attribute that to?
Attribute it to? Yeah.
I think that there's, at least in our market, right, in our area, there are a lot of folks that are coming in from out of town that have like series across the state, the throw down the gauntlet.
Right.
It's not just locally, it's not just where they're from, but they have a series across the state.
Kind of like the Hot Tour.
Yeah, the Heart of Texas Tour. Like Big Flicks, they're around the state. And they have a finale. They have their series. Goose Promotions, I think he's doing the Texas Am series.
Yeah, I did see that.
And then Luke's got the Zodiac series.
The Zodiac. So there's a lot. There's this year. There's more folks coming in from out of town doing their tournaments, which is a great thing. But it
overlaps.
It overlaps a little bit. We've done great about coordinating. We've invited them onto the Alamo Community Disc Club board, so they're part of the conversations. We have a calendar to try to avoid overlap. Is it going to happen? Yeah, of course it's going to happen.
Yeah. But the more disc golf out there, the better. Yeah,
absolutely.
But that's one thing that I did notice, and I wanted to ask you about that. And I know Chris brought it. I'm glad he brought it up.
To your point is that when you have so many options, financially speaking, it's going to be difficult to play everything. So when you have something going on during the week and every weekend, people have to pick and choose what they're going to play, who they're going to play, what courses they're going to play. So there's several variables and factors that come into people's decisions. Maybe they don't like playing that course.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't like the players pack that this company does or the payout.
Because I've seen it affected. Like I look at the numbers, and sometimes there's like 10 people signed up for a tournament. and then the next day I'll see the results and it'd be like 29 people, right?
Yeah.
So that last minute sign up, but just the numbers have been low. I don't see a whole lot of them selling out.
That last minute sign's become real popular, huh?
Especially in this area.
It has. Well, the weather here is very unpredictable.
Yeah.
You know, in this area, we can have all 4 seasons in one day. So I can, as a player, I do the same. I don't sign up for a flex until I'm there.
Yeah.
But as a TD, it's a little difficult. It's a little difficult when you don't know what to plan for.
But I guess now that's kind of expected from one, like the other players, and also the TD itself is like, I already know people are gonna sign up last minute and whatnot. And most
to
times,
anticipate that.
Yeah, I think now you should anticipate it as a TD. And if it doesn't happen, oh well. I mean, you're gonna have an event every now and then that doesn't get full capacity or what you thought it was gonna get. But again, that might work opposite way for you one day. You know.
True that, and at least for me. I don't know if I've ever shared this with you guys. So before I started First Available Disc Golf, I've always worked 2 or 3 jobs just to try to support my family the best way I can. And before I started the company, I was mowing lawns. So I had a landscaping business on the side. So after I would get out of work at 4:30, boom, mowing lawns till the sun went down. On the weekends, mowing lawns. And then once I started playing disc golf, I thought, how can I, instead of mowing lawns, how can I do something that I love and try to get that extra
Supplement,
revenue, that revenue stream and get that additional supplemental income. And I've found it through doing. It's not killer money, but at least I don't have to mow lawns. Through league and tournaments. So
it's what you love doing too.
So when there's lower attendance on tournaments, you know, it hurts. But thankfully, this year so far, I have been affected, but not as much. We were talking about it earlier. Is that thank goodness that there's a following. You know, I try to do the best that I can. Can't make everybody happy, but we try to make most people happy.
Yeah. At least the ones who stay loyal to you as well, too. Like,
agreed.
You know, I mean, I think that's always good because it's like, oh man, it wasn't there. But at least the people who have been there for you showed up, and like kind of like that's kind of what keeps you going as well too.
It's because of your personality. You're a very nice guy.
Thank
you. Really run well organized tournaments, and you're fair
and leagues
and you're reliable. You're trustworthy.
Thank you.
And I think you have a loyal following. I don't think you're going to struggle because I think the following that you have. And the people, you have great people around you too.
Yeah. And I think what you forgot to mention too, Rob, is that he's very knowledgeable. So if you ever have any questions in regards to if it's you're running your first tournament or you're not too sure on certain rules, just reach out to Monty.
Text him.
Yeah,
let me give you his number. It's
212-22-22.
Yeah, 22.
867-5309.
And I told you his age, guys. Anyway,
281.
Yeah, right.
330-8004.
But yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, Monty doing great things as always. And guys, just in case you missed it, right? Monty has been on our show before. If you're just barely found out about our podcast, and if you even want to know more about Monty, kind of like how he got started, his journey, how First Available got started, check out season 1. He's on there. Look for the episode. Big beautiful guy, all right, on the cover. You want
to tell me your website and your handle just so we can put them on the graphics?
On Facebook, the group is First Available Disc Golf. Same thing on Disc Golf Scene. And then Instagram and TikTok. TikTok's my favorite. Firstavailable.dg on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, he has some funny videos on there too.
Yeah,
you want to
watch the TikTok. The TikToks are good.
Yeah, but check it out again. Learn about him. The guy's a great guy. In the community, great attribute.
He's very involved.
Yeah, he's going to be doing more.
And like I said, he's very knowledgeable. He adds a lot. You add a lot of value. So I
read the rules for fun, man.
Yeah, every time we're like in a group chat or something for the board or something, like somebody has a question, and then Monty with his sarcasm, he just chimes in with his random sentence. Well, if the grass were cut and this and that, and I'm like, oh man, here we go. Yeah. But it's accurate.
He makes sure he doesn't do anything piss poor. For all those who know what I'm talking about.
If you know, you know.
Yeah,
if you know, you know.
Again, I mean, I will say, and just to throw out there, right, something that I've learned about Monty, right? Monty hates to mess up or not throw something good or organized. I think he really prides himself on that, and you go to him and he's doing everything he can to make sure everyone's having a good experience, and it's a pretty cool thing to see. So again, support Monty, support First Available.
And he's activating like the people around him, like as far as helping him, and he's got some awesome people around him.
Extremely fortunate.
And I will say, dude, I wanted to throw out there, like I want to make sure that our Disc Kings team all join your First Available league at one point or another this year. Man. I wanted to support you, but they don't realize either, I don't think yet, because they haven't played it yet, that one, you get those rated rounds. Yeah. It's a tournament.
It's a good price. Like every weekend you have something to do.
You play every course, and it's fun, man. Like, because it's not just going out there and playing casually. Now there's a little something on the line, especially if you're like me. I am that guy that, even though I feel like I play at a higher rating than my rating says, it's satisfying to see that rating go up on paper.
865.
It's
865.
That's mine right now. That's mine right now,
guys. He's horrible.
He's a little upset because he just went up 1 point and he had like 999 rounds, and it's still when he went up. PDGA only went up 1 point. I don't understand.
I just feel like when I have bad rounds, it goes down faster.
Than
when you have
punitive.
Great rounds, it doesn't go up as fast as it goes down.
I know. What's that about?
I don't know. Do you know?
Can you maybe shed some light on what it is?
I try to understand this whole system.
I know it has to do with the win. It has to do with who's there, with average ratings.
So it works kind of like your appetite. Sometimes your eyes are hungrier than your stomach. So you get a big old meal and then you can't eat it all. That's how the ratings work, man. You get all these high rated rounds and you go up 1 point. I don't know.
Yeah, guys. This is
those are the kind of answers I'm talking about.
Yep.
But for league, man, for your guys, if they want to join, something that we're doing new this year is that the winner of every division, the amateur, we do MA 1 through 4. So the winner of each division, instead of getting a trophy, you're going to get a free entry to another series of league.
Oh, I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Luke did that too with a shout out to Luke of House of Flying Disc. He did that for the I won MA2 last year or something like that, and then for the series, and I got a free entry to the next one, or to a tournament or something like that.
Yeah. We might do something like that too.
That's a good idea.
Hey guys, real quick, we're gonna take a small break. We're gonna come back. All right, y'all. So just kind of continuing where we left off. Again, Monty doing so many things in the community. We love it. Be on the lookout for his events. But we want to shift gears here, right? We want to go into talking about what's going on professionally, collegiate. But I want Rob to talk about that. I know he was a little bit
I was excited, man.
Yeah, he was a little bit
I was really excited about, just seeing how it finished. I saw a bunch of stuff on social media. I was like, what's going on? Like, I didn't know what was going on, and I should know. But, so if you don't know, this weekend they had the College Disc Golf National Championships, and it was held in Winthrop, obviously in South Carolina. And for the men, D1, I believe, University of North Carolina. Was it North Carolina?
Yeah, they took it down in a multiple hole playoff, right?
At Charlotte, right? UNC Charlotte.
Yeah.
And then for the women, the D1 was
Liberty University.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it was competitive. Liberty came back from behind, ended up winning the championship. UNC three-hole playoff. So, it was exciting, and I did see some of the highlights and some of the shots that they hit were.
Yeah, there was some putts that were just canned from they needed to make it. That's
for Eagle. There was one for Eagle that I saw. Did you see any of it, Monty?
No, I didn't really watch it, but just in general, I think it's such a great event.
Yeah.
Great course.
Yeah, especially for amateur sports, to have the sport and to have teams at the collegiate level and some big universities have these folks that are competing at a very high level at one of the best courses that there is. It's just amazing to see where the sport's going, how much attention, how much sponsorship money, and how active the local community in these places are how much they're contributing to the sport is fantastic.
Yeah. I think one thing that was just mind-blowing to me is it really kind of shows you how really good these pros are when they're playing this course and whatnot compared to the collegiate level. Yeah. So it almost sets up any other sport, basketball, football, where you have your levels of play and, top of the line being pro, which is the DGPT, which kind of brings us to our next topic, right? We had the Persimmon Open,
but that was the A tier. That some of the pros in between that was in between.
There were a lot of pros.
Hey, they got to make money one way or another, right?
So that one was an A tier, and
And where was it at? Where was that again?
So that one
Persimmon
was in
Region, Arkansas.
Greenbrier in Greenbrier, Arkansas, and that was on the 5th through the 7th.
Yeah.
And it was I think for the MPO, it was Jeremy Colling took that one down.
Yeah, dude.
I was very.
Let's
shocked.
talk about how he took it down.
I didn't see that. How was that?
I mean, he shot a great round. Andrew Marwade. I mean, he led.
He was leading, right? He was leading
He was leading by a lot.
2 rounds. He was leading by 5 strokes going into the final.
Going into the final round, yeah.
And he did exactly what you don't want to do in the tournament, and he went +4, I believe.
Yeah.
Which that was one of the more lackluster rounds of the day.
It was. At least from the top 10, I think he's the only one that went over par. So he dropped 5 or 6 spots.
And then Drew ended up sneaking up in there, Raven Newsom.
Yeah.
And then 4th, you had Nicholas. 5th, you had Luke Sampson. And tied for 6th, Marweed ended up with Andrew Presno. And
A lot of big names. A lot of big names for it just being an A-tier tournament to kind of fill the gap.
The name that stood out for me was Parker Welk in 9th place. He a top 10 at an A-tier with a lot of the field where it was. You have Nicola Castro. You had people like
and Parker Welch. I mean, he had his win last year, and then he had the win and the OT against AB at the Memorial Open.
And then I'm pretty sure he was on link card the second round. I mean, he was playing pretty solid.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see more what he does this coming up.
Yeah,
and for the females, transition to the females, we had the FPO. We had Miss
Kristen Tatar,
KT,
none other. Yeah, I mean, she killed it.
17 strokes, man.
Own 2, right?
And those were the only two. That was the storyline. Those were the only 2 ladies that were under par. 17 down and 12 down. And that's if she won by 5 strokes. The nearest competitor was even.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
And these aren't like people who are local at
there's
even.
some pros.
There was some big names.
Cat Merch,
Lisa Fakis, Cat Merch,
Kona, Rebecca Cox. So it was Kristen Tatar, Owen Scoggins, Maria Olivia. Shout out to her. Lisa Fakis, Rebecca Cox. You had Kona. Then you had Cat Merch, Jessica Weiss, Holly Finley, and Deanne Carey rounding out the top 10 with Jana Booth.
Good players. I mean, that just goes to show, though. I think, guys. I mean, I guess I don't know if it's too early to answer this. I guess I just know what happened at Jonesboro, which we'll get into right now. But is Kristen back? She's back to her good feel self?
Is she back? I think honestly she was just tired. What do you think?
I was about to say I don't think she ever left. So although after watching her season last year, the expectation automatically is that she's going to win the tournament. That she's such a powerhouse. She's human. She's going to have her off days just like anybody else. And even then, her off days aren't that bad. They're not bad.
She's still in the top 5, and she hasn't, but people were talking about her. That was the thing. But honestly, I really think it's, with the new Porsche sponsorship, with all her new obligations with her new sponsors, I believe she's tired. I don't think she's gotten a chance to really fine tune her game, and maybe she has, but I think she looks tired, and I think she's mentioned it in several interviews where she's like,
she's tired,
coming back and forth, and
I think when she was at Sprinkle Valley, she ended up getting like eaten up by bugs. Her ankle was all swollen.
Did you see
she
her
had
ankle?
Fever. Yeah, she had a fever and things like that. Which nonetheless,
did she still finish top 5?
She finished up there.
Yeah,
top 10 definitely. I'm not sure about 5, but she did perform extremely well, and under those conditions, when you're not doing well physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever it may be, being so far from home, not being able to see your kid,
it affects you mentally.
It does. Yeah. It does. But I still don't think she went anywhere. No. The one that it was nice to see her name was Kona, especially after
I was gonna say
after all the health issues and the surgeries and all that stuff. And I know last year she had a lackluster season. With big expectations with that big contract from Dynamic Disc, but when you really, hindsight's always 20/20, so it's really easy to criticize somebody during, but then after the fact, when you find out how sick she was, it's understandable.
And very resilient and it says a lot about her character.
Yeah. So it's really nice to see her in the top 10.
It is I good, agree. Because that was a big name before. Like I know they were interviewing some little girl over, and she played in the women's championship. She was FJ12, FJ15, and they said, who is one of the best, the people you like to watch, and she mentioned Kona first. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh wow. I was like,
well, she has a great social media presence, and I don't quote me on this, but I'm almost positive that her and Colin Montgomery, they started like a team hot cocoa or something like that for youth, like a youth team. And they do a lot of great stuff. She sells plastic like nobody's business. She's really nice. She's very comfortable in front of the camera. She has great marketing skills, and regardless whether she performed or not, like I know she sold this.
Yeah, she's still an influencer. That's the biggest thing.
100%.
Yep. That was the A tier, the 6th annual Persimmon Ridge Retreat presented by MVP Disc. That's what it was. Sorry guys if we missed that, but it was an A tier. It was a 6th annual one. What do y'all think? Great. The course was great, right? I mean, it filmed great. I think the only thing I did see some of it. I didn't see all of it, but it just goes to say that these bigger tournaments are starting to get more of the local pros, and then on top of that, now it's the national pros in transition. That's a great idea, like because it was like coming from Texas. It went up to was it Arkansas? And then you're going to Jonesboro.
Yeah. So I mean, let's go from there, right? Let's go into Jonesboro. I mean, that's happening. We did some early picks last week, which we'll go over here shortly.
We'll get Monty's picks.
Tournaments currently going on. Let's talk about it. Round 1 in the books. If you're seeing this, tournament probably already happened, but we just want to let you know at this point what our thoughts were, and maybe see if you had the same thoughts as us and if you had the same predictions. But I mean, going into our picks, right, from last weekend, we'll see how it's relevant. So Daniel, who we had on last week, he had Gannon, Conrad, and AB at the top.
Good picks.
Good picks. I mean, Gannon's in 41st, but he'll make his way back in there. But AB, just as we thought, he's right there at the top. And he had Tatar, Merch, and Evelina. Two of the two in there that are top 2 right now.
Top 2, yeah.
Merch didn't have too great a day, and she did win this last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see who else fills that podium spot right now. But so those are Daniel's picks. Rob, what did you have?
So I had AB, Gannon, and Antela. And then I had Evelina, Tatar, and Missy Gannon.
Yeah, Gannon's top 10.
I believe I did. So I don't know if we have our picks mixed up or whatever, but I'm pretty sure I did.
Notes, guys.
Yeah, this is my notes.
M&M's, scribble, scrabble.
It's like I wrote it with my feet. It literally is.
And then me, I had Calvin, my boy Calvin. You can't have him not in the conversation, right? I mean, he has to be up there. And then you got AB and Klein that I had picked. And AB, my other boy, he's up there. I mean, god dang, the dude is the greatest disc golfer right now. What do you think?
He's on fire. He's making me eat my words from the last time I was on this show.
Let him know what money, since, again, just in case you don't want to go all the way back just to hear what he said. I mean, what did you say last time?
Let's tell you about something you were completely wrong about.
I said AB only wins A and B tiers. Then I immediately apologized, and I am eating my words. He has had such a hot start to the season, and he's always been impressive, right? He's
very good.
He's been playing since he was a little kid. He's been talented for a really long time, and he really honed in on his opportunities in the game during the offseason, and it shows. He is nailing that stepper that he has.
Yeah, dude.
Holy
deadly
moly. It is
very useful.
Extremely.
Yeah.
So his putting is fire right now. His circle 1, circle 2 putting is great. And then his drives and his approaches have always been money.
Yeah. I mean, when you're able to throw a putter 400 feet, it makes everything easier.
Yeah, like today in Jonesboro, he just laced it 500 feet like nothing.
Nothing.
Like nothing. And probably a mid-range or a fairway driver at best.
And I heard what pretty cool thing I heard the announcer say today, which kind of helped me like realize that, yeah, man, that's exactly what AB was a year ago. Was he was the person that like everyone wanted to say ooh to, right? Now he's still that same person, but actually knows how to place his shots for exactly where they need to be, instead of just throwing the shot and hoping it goes for the best. He's throwing with intention now.
So like that's one of the things that I did notice about his interviews and his social media and just watching him play and how he carries himself on the course and on camera. His demeanor's a little different, and I noticed in interviews he seems a lot more comfortable in front of the camera.
Agreed.
Like a confidence, a different kind of confidence, and being open in himself. It looks like
cameras are nerve-wracking.
Oh
dude.
yeah, I mean
cameras are nerve-wracking. I have a problem watching two people watch me from the basket at times, and let alone a whole freaking audience.
He'll be like, that guy was in my way. That's why I missed the putt. Always. Or the dog was taking a poop in the back. That's why I missed my putt.
I heard something from 2 miles away.
No, but I think it's the confidence with the putting.
Agreed.
And he's playing smart. He's being a golfer. He's not being a thrower.
Agreed.
He's being a golfer. He's very smart, very Paul Ulibarri, very manage the course and throw the shots that he knows that he's going to throw.
Yeah, his game's a lot more holistic.
And I think like
his sidearm is just ridiculous too. Like he's
think,
got both.
And I was about to say, I think he's the longest arm when you go forehand and backhand.
Backhand.
Albert Town is up there too, but even then,
he's a total package. But one thing too is, I mean, just AB's playing at a really high level. I think his mentality has switched up to, I think I'm one of the best disc golfers too. I am the best disc golfer. Like that's
because they asked him, he says, "I was like, I don't believe I'm the number 10 player in the world. Like, I don't believe that." But and he really didn't say he was a number one. I think he alluded to it a little bit, but there was a confidence there, and I think that's what I picked up on. And it was like, I know I'm not the number 10 player. I know I'm a lot higher than that.
I mean, you work hard to want to be the best, so you're not gonna be there and be like, "Yeah, I'm very good. I'm very proud to be the number 3 best player."
Before the end of the year, I believe he probably will be the number 1 player. Him or Gannon. I believe they will be the number 1 player. Ricky or
I think Kyle
Klein, maybe.
Calvin will be in 3rd.
I don't think so. I think he's going to drop to like 5th or 6th by the end of the year.
Nah. You've been doubting my boy all along.
I'm just telling you.
Right up there. I think he takes his first major this year too.
Yeah, that I do agree with. But I'm saying as far as the season that he had last year.
No, he's not going to be first.
Like, I don't even think it's going to be close.
I don't see it not being AB. I mean, he's in the number 1 in Statmando. Gannon's 2 right behind him, like really close. But other than that, I mean, those two are kind of pretty far up there. I know Klein's up there. I know
Mason Ford.
Dude, Mason Ford has really surprised me this year, and even today. I mean, I know he shot well. I want to say he's at Jonesboro. I want to say he's top 20 right now, right around there. But he's just playing very consistent.
Mason is the way that I see him is that he has a high disc golf IQ.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. For being young too, like younger, not young, but.
I mean, he's not like these as young as these new cats.
Right.
He has such a high IQ when it comes to the sport because he's not tall and lanky. He's not super athletic like Ezra or something like that. So he's so smart when it comes. He's so self-aware of his body and his body movement and to leverage all of the positions and the points and that you need to move your body to be able to get the distance that you need and throw the shots that you need. And
he's
also
effortless.
It is. It's crazy. He doesn't have a run up. He has a walk up, and it's crazy how far he throws, how accurate he throws, and also it's the decision making that he has.
He's a smart golfer.
I will
he
say,
really is.
When he commits to laying up, like you see him go up real quick, just throw his layup. Like he doesn't sit and think about it to be like, oh, am I gonna lay this up? Am I not? Like
he's very decisive.
Steps up, he's already decided.
Agreed.
I am laying, and he's tied for 12th right now after looking at it. That's pretty darn good in the field that they have,
and it's also commitment to your game plan.
Yeah,
is that this is what I'm going to do in these situations, and I know that this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to deviate from my plan. Whether it works or doesn't work, I'll go to the drawing board after the fact, trying to change things up in the middle. So I admire his game quite a bit.
And not just that, I mean, I just guess, looking from another point of view, it goes to show how hard of a work he is, but consistent is like the name of the game. Like, think about it. Like, he's not able to throw this shot on a hyzer like AB and Gannon and even Calvin, who just has the line drive.
But he can get it there.
But that's just to show his consistency of hitting these flex lines and everything like that. I mean, that's even harder to do than just being able to throw a simple flip up hyzer. You know, I mean,
I love watching him throw his approach shots. It just looks so smooth the way it pops out of his hand.
He reminds me of it almost looks like Bradley Williams is his teacher. Very, very similar games. But yeah, I mean, AB's leading up there. Who's
Simon Lazat he had a good round. He was 7
under. Remember, he was my number 4 pick last week. He was my number 4 dark horse.
I think he's gonna have a better round tomorrow. I really do. He'll be up there in the top 5, I believe.
And shout out Kevin Kiefer.
Yep, he shot a 1075 rated round.
Yeah,
at
right. That was
-11.
tied with AB.
It's so funny because
Willie
this
hold
week
up.
I was looking at the release calendar on Dynamic Disc website, and but all their Tour Series discs are coming out in like a week or two.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I was checking out all the new Tour Series discs, and then I saw his. I was like, "Who's that? I don't know if I've seen him on covers before." And then bang, today.
Sure enough, it's like,
Yeah,
this
who
is
is
who
that
I
one?
am.
Yeah. Kevin Kiefer.
Oh yeah,
The third.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see what he does on a. You know, I mean, we got.
you got Ricky on his heels.
Yeah,
at 9
and
down.
you know Ricky, how Ricky plays day 2 and 3. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah, he comes with the vengeance, and then you got an even starstruck second. You know, lead follow card.
But tied up at third, you got a crazy people chasing you. You got Calvin Heimberg, your boy, at 9 down. Benjamin at 9 down.
Callaway, he's closed out before.
That's another one that's super smooth.
Tam Bomber. What do they call him?
The bazooka.
Bazooka. Yep. And then who else is right after him?
We have Marweed at 7.
Hey, Isaac, your
Yaku.
boy's up
My boy
there.
Isaac.
Yeah.
Isaac Robinson. Oh, and shout out to another local from the scene. Tied for 12. You also have Connor O'Reilly.
Mr. O'Reilly. Let's go.
Shout out, Mr.
I
Connor.
like seeing him out there.
Did you see Mason Marchblank's his ace? It was like a 500-foot ace. It was a practice round, but it was like in Jonesboro. I think it was hole 18. No, I don't remember. I just saw it. But anyways, check it out. If you haven't seen it, it's sick.
Check it out.
He's like, did I just ace it? I was like, but it skipped, and it was a raised basket.
Yeah,
It
I
went
think
down-
also, who was it?
Wow.
Zane Johnson, Zane Jack. He had what's his name?
Andrew Jackson?
No, Zane.
That's the president.
This guy. No. I mean, I know he's not doing the greatest, but he had an ace out there as well too today. This guy. Go up.
Go up.
Oh, never mind, guys. But yeah, I mean, Jonesboro's exciting. Let's hop over to the FPO side of things. I mean, man. I mean, KT, man. I mean, what was her round rated?
That's what I'm looking for right now. Here we go.
Because, guys,
Unofficial 1044.
obviously we're not spoiling it.
Minus
What was
10.
it, Monty?
Unofficial rating 1044.
1044.
And she didn't go up to 1,000 rated this month.
Yeah, was mad. If I was her, I'd be pretty like mad right now.
Like, no, I don't think that matters to
I think
her.
she only went up one.
No.
I don't think she didn't go up at all. She stayed exactly the same, no?
She would have loved to go up one.
I think she
went up from 998 to 999. 999.
No, she stayed 999.
Stayed
this month.
999?
Yep. She's chasing it still, but today, y'all, she looked like KT. Minus 10. The closest person behind her, minus 4. And that's Evelina, who's playing great disc golf.
Yeah, she is.
That just goes to show you how great.
It's a high
Tataro's
rated round,
playing.
too. It's 999. Four down.
I know we
Yeah.
were talking about it earlier, but the same thing with Evelina that I was saying about AB is that Evelina's historically struggled with her putting stroke.
Yeah.
And this season, it's not perfect. It's not as good as AB's, but man, there's been some great
it's night and day.
improvement.
It is night and day.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
180 turnaround from last season. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen it, guys. I mean, she missed those little tap ins to going from a birdie to bogeys, double bogeys, and stuff like that. So
I think at Waco last year, she 5 putted.
Yeah,
or something, 6 putted.
from not far.
No, yeah, from circle
her
one.
and Hannah, they both are killing it this year as far as the putting goes. It looks like, and they're bringing it together. So I think come end of the season, it's going to be a close one. You know, I think KT of course is going to win her tournaments, but you know, as we talked about last episode, FPO is kind of wide open for anyone to kind of just come in any week and swoop it up, just like as easy as the men's is.
I'm definitely rooting for Evelina this season.
I want to see her do well.
And I think we talked about it at the last time that I was here, is that I know that she puts in the work. She's a professional. I know that she practices her putting. And for it to come together and actually bearing the fruit of all those years of practice, I'm rooting for her quite a bit this season.
And there's a lot of people I'm rooting for out there. It just
Miss Valerie Mandujano. She's on the chase, huh? She's at 6 down or 1 down, and she's tied for 6 with Rebecca Cox.
Yeah, she can definitely be chasing a podium finish. I mean, it's still 2 more rounds,
We
y'all.
got 2 more rounds.
2 more rounds. Who's to say that Kristen can't go and shoot even or plus 10 tomorrow, right? I mean, she knows how to manage that pretty well. But again, it's disc golf from day to day. That's the biggest thing of MA2, MA3, MA1 pros, right? It's that consistency and doing it at a high level. And obviously, these guys do it at the highest of levels. So
yeah, the only one I was surprised with was Own, and she's in 28th right now, and she's top plus 5. I was just, but it makes sense because of her game. It's a longer course. The way she plays her game, and I kind of that's why I didn't pick her.
And she says it herself as well. She says, she really hurts on those longer courses and the ones that don't fit her game as much. And I mean, she does great on. I think
she could throw a mean roller. Like I think that she needs to develop that for the distance. Like it'd be awesome.
I mean, she already throws with the angle.
Yeah, but that's why I said the Rolo. Yeah, throw the Rolo. Right. Then you end up a disc.
Yeah, but with Own, she's such a great player and a great ambassador of the sport.
And person.
She really is. She seems like a great person, really nice, fun, outgoing. I would love to be on a card with her.
I was just gonna say that. I feel like when girls see her play, they're like, oh yeah, I'm with
comfortable.
Own.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She makes them feel very, very good.
Yeah, she's always very motivating. I've seen her get mad a couple times, but her mad is like.
Have y'all seen that meme of her interview that's come out? Where she's
with the beer?
Yes.
Yeah, I mentioned
sometimes I'll play good, have a beer. Sometimes I'll play bad and, drink
maybe
a Coke.
Still have a beer. Still have a beer. Yeah, it just goes to show her, like, her. Sometimes you ever wonder, like, oh, I wonder how this guy is. I wonder how this girl is. I wonder if they're like this or they seem like this. And, Owen seems like a genuine person.
She does.
You can appreciate that.
So, really quick, some big news. I just want to mention, I think it's worth mentioning, is what's going on in Emporia. So, a guy named Rusco bought the course again. It was on sale. They're redoing it. I think they're creating some sort of and they're calling it Champions Landing. Cool. But that's not the only thing. Now Dynamic Disc is moving their, I don't know, say factory, or they're moving their one of their manufacturing stations in Emporia.
Oh, Discmania. Yeah, Discmania is moving over there. So,
and on top of that, one more thing I would add to that, which would be they're going to have some sort of engagement with the community. There's a lot of the Dynamic Brewing Company is what it is.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
That's who purchased it. But it was a gentleman by the name of Mr. Rusco.
Yeah, he's the owner, the founder and owner of Dynamic Disc. Is Jeremy Rusco. Not anymore.
Yeah, because they got bought by House of
Disc.
House of
Disc.
Yep.
And
who's under their banner? I know West Side.
Trilogy.
So yeah, it's the Trilogy. So it's Latitude 64, West Side Disc, Dynamic Disc, and then I think it was last year or the year before they cast the Plastas in that umbrella.
Yes, yeah, I saw that.
And then a couple months ago, Discmania.
Yeah.
And then as of this week or last week, the distribution center in Colorado for Discmania shut down and then transitioned over to Emporia. Now Emporia is the...
What do you think's going on there, though? I guess that's why I brought it up. What, in your opinion, you think it's going to be a mecca? You think that's what they're trying to build is, like, this is where you come to experience disc golf? Like the way MVP Open, that course is to, like, you have to go and play it. You know what I mean?
I think there's two things going on. There's a lot in that dynamic. One is bringing all these companies under the same umbrella. I think of it kind of like these major car companies, like Mopar, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram.
Yeah.
It's basically one family, but just different brands and lines.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the actual, like, a destination, making Emporia a destination, one is, if I'm not mistaken, Kansas has the most courses per capita.
No, it's Texas.
It's
It's Texas.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But they do have a lot of courses.
They really do. They really do. And when it comes to Emporia, that's such that company has driven the economy in that area for so long. And I know the university there in Emporia, that they have a team. Page Shoe came out of there.
Yeah.
So they have.
There's a lot of history there.
There really is.
Kind of like the Masters, and you have, which is going on now. Who do you got, real quick?
Tiger Woods.
Who do you got? You know who's playing?
Yeah, I know who's playing. I don't know. I don't really watch golf like that recently.
I haven't watched.
I mean, it's one of those where you hope it's Tiger Woods, but there's so many goddamn good golfers.
I mean,
but I think it's gonna be that.
Yeah, everyone wants to see the comeback,
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
but you got, man, just so many.
There's so many out there now,
Yep.
And it's hard to follow because everybody's kind of in the other live disc golf and stuff. But
Yep.
I just thought it was worth mentioning, getting back to Emporia because they're gonna actually have Masters Worlds there.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see if it's already done and ready with the way what they had visioned. I know there's a few articles out there, so if you're interested more in that topic, I would definitely look at some of their local papers, Emporia Gazette, and stuff like that. And there's some articles about what their plans are. So there's some really cool and intriguing things that they're going to be doing, and I can't wait to jump in the car with the guys and visit.
That's my number one, like the number one play destination.
Like disc golf destination.
Yeah, disc golf destination. That's my.
That's
number
where you
one.
want to go.
That's the first place I want to go
No.
if I take a road trip, and then the next one is Eagles Crossing.
Dude, Eagles Crossing is so beautiful. Like man,
Plus 50 easy. Plus 50 easy.
I mean, for me, yeah. I don't know about y'all.
Dude, I think I'd be way up there.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be plus 50, but I definitely know I wouldn't be under. That's for sure.
I would definitely have to play a handicap against y'all. Make it competitive.
It just looks like.
Can you tell them where it's at real quick? I know it's in Missouri, right? But do you know where? What town?
No, specifically no.
Yeah, it's called Eagles Crossing. Check it out.
If you haven't, YouTube videos all over.
Yes,
Simon plays it. Everyone very
There's
well.
some
When
big
it
money
first
skin.
opened.
Yeah, big money skins.
Yep.
They've done a few episodes.
What did they say they put in? Like 100,000, 200,000.
No, it was millions. It was
2
in the
million. I think it was 2 million.
It was a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot of money. It's a beautiful course.
Yeah, super beautiful. But yeah, hey, real quick before we wrap it up with the national scene, who's your picks for finishing off the Jonesboro?
Jonesboro?
Knowing where it's at.
Knowing where it's at. For FPO, it'll be dumb not to choose KT. So Kristen for FPO.
Who would possibly come back and beat her?
No one.
No one. So your first, second, and third choice is Kristen.
Kristen, yeah. At this point, again, I already know the scores for the first round. Just knowing. So,
and guys,
now that one I gotta look. Let's see. We got you know what? AB right off the bat. I'm gonna give credit where it's due.
Yeah, of course.
Right,
he's got to be up there. He's been finishing, so. Yep.
And then
who's your second and third podium finishers? Or who has a chance to push for first as well, and be one of those finishers?
This is a lot, but I would say Conrad and Heimberg.
Okay.
Usually I'd pick Ricky. He's just my favorite player, and he's so great at playing from behind and catching people up.
Yeah, he usually has that real hot round.
So him and Daniel both had Conrad in the conversation. Is he making a comeback?
I just think that the course plays well
in his
game. Didn't he shoot 17 under last year at Jonesboro?
He did have a super hot round.
Yeah, so the course plays well to his game.
And he's up there. I think
style.
he's in 7th right now. I think he is.
No, he's tied for third.
That's right.
Yeah. He's 2 strokes off the lead. Mm-hmm. So again, just with the information I have, first round already played. I think those are pretty safe bets.
Okay, and real quick, early predictions. Next week we have Music City Open coming up. Right? So
Antela.
Who?
Nicholas Antela.
Nicholas
Antela.
Antela. That's a solid pick.
Gannon. Or AB.
AB again?
Yep.
All right, and your FPO?
I have Tatar. Not in any specific order. I have Gannon. And I have, Valerie Mandujano.
Okay.
I think that course sets up really well for her.
Mandujano. Tatar, of course, and Gannon. Mm-hmm. You like Gannon, right? As far as
I think she's very. Play. I think she didn't really. She's not doing very well right now, and she's not doing horrible. But
I mean, she just won the.
I know, and I think
is that in her head? Do you think it's in her head?
I don't know, but I think she's got a higher ceiling, and she's only going to get better with time.
I agree,
and she's going to start kind of. I think she's got the right mentality when it comes to Kristen and challenging her.
Yeah, I feel like she gets more when they're on the same card. I don't feel like she backs down. I feel like she gets more competitive.
Agreed. But I also think that the courses come into play just depending on their style. I think Kristen is very versatile.
Yeah.
And her game, her game just fits a lot better to most courses because she can adapt and she has so many tools in her wheelhouse. Where like Missy, she has a forehand.
But not a distance.
Yeah, she's not confident in it, and she doesn't have the distance that Kristen has.
Agreed, yeah.
So,
like Owen, it's about the
course.
They
play the course. Like, if you ever watch them play together, the course is completely attacked differently.
And also, I don't think she throws as far as KT.
I don't think she throws as far controlled.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. And then what's your picks, Monty? What are you thinking on the MPO side of things? I mean, that's like
For Music City,
asking to pick a needle out of a haystack these days.
Let's see. Music City. Let's go with Mason Ford.
Ooh, nice.
Definitely Nicholas Antela. And which other one of these young fellows? You know what? Isaac Robinson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi, Rob.
That's my boy. For those of you that don't know, I love Isaac Robinson.
And what about the FPO side of things?
FPO Kristen. Music City. I'm just trying to think of the course. Val. And Henna.
Okay. So myself, I'm gonna go. I gotta always. He's my boy, right? I gotta go Heimberg.
Okay.
I don't think AB wins this one.
I don't either.
But I'm gonna go Kyle Klein.
That's a good pick.
And I am gonna go. Man, this is hard on the spot, huh?
It is.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. Blah 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 blah. Oh shoot, man!
I'm just thinking the course. It has a
say
lot
Chris
of
Dickerson.
islands. It has a lot of islands and very calculated and very specific shots. So I think that the folks that just rip it and grip it aren't going to do as well as some of these more technical folks.
You know what? I'm gonna go Simon.
Ooh.
All right, and
Did he win it last year or the year before?
I think the year before. And then on the women's side of things, I mean, I think it's a 3 for 3 on the KT.
Yeah, KT.
I think right behind her, I'm gonna go Evelina again.
Nice.
And then kind of sneaking in there now, man. Just weirdly, I feel like she's gonna get herself one, and she's close. She's right there. But I'm gonna go Rebecca Cox.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
She's been playing well.
She has. Her
I've
putt looks good right now.
Did you watch she was on an episode of Skins like a week or two ago where they played mixed doubles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mixed doubles. She was carrying Gavin Rathbun on the putts, man. She was putting really well.
Yeah, that's good, man. It's good to see her going. I know she's been up and down, especially with her putting. And again, her putting looks way different from 2 years ago.
Agreed.
And it just looks so confident, looks committed. It looks like a Kristen putt.
Agreed.
So yeah, I'm excited for Music City Open. And again, you have the Champions Cup coming up here at the end of the month. Beginning of next month, you have DD Open Emporia, where the place to be. So exciting stuff coming up. And then just want to hit the local scene real quick as well. I want to talk about Luke's House of Flying Disc Zodiac series going on. We got his Aries series coming up here in McLean. You got the Taurus series coming up at Nani. Gemini coming up at good old Monty's spot and Greytown. So
Greytown.
Keep a lookout for those local ones, guys. Rob, what A tiers are happening coming up?
The Mendisc Open
next weekend.
Yeah, playing that. Me and Monty are playing. Maybe Rob sneaks away and
I hope
able to join us. That would be.
I don't
awesome.
have any more time left at work. I can't.
So you got me really confused right now.
No, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot of flexes, and obviously Monty's always available with his stuff. And what's your next upcoming?
I've got a tournament April 27th, and then next one will be like Memorial Weekend.
And those are your tournaments, right?
Those are on Disc Golf Scene?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So the one in a couple weeks is April 27th is up on Disc Golf Scene. May and June isn't up yet, but I'm planning a big 2-day B tier at Greytown.
Nice.
In July 20th ish, to whatever that weekend is.
That's perfect because Gonzo is July 6th. So
there you go.
I like playing Gonzo.
That one I might play.
Yeah, I love
because it's Saturday, Sunday.
And it's Gonzo's one day.
One day?
Really?
Yeah, remember it's where we sold. We'll probably maybe try and set up again out there, but Rob set up last time. It's a cool little course. I like playing it. It's 2 rounds, 1 day. It's not extremely long, but it's not short.
That was a fun course. That was the first time I'd ever played it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's a really fun course.
Yeah.
I love the
bridge.
The
hole.
bridge,
Yes.
yeah.
Like, what do I do? Do I go over? Do I go through?
There's so many options, but yes, and again, just kind of hitting real quick. Mendisc Open next week. The Wilder Ranch. Adam Case has done a great job out there. Very strategically placed pins and holes, and tough, right?
Very
it's a tough course.
I think it's the most beautiful disc golf course in Texas, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's very arguable.
Very beautiful property.
Beautiful property, yeah. Grass grows nice there, and he manages it well. So
he does.
Shout out to him. And then you got some live oak, Kodo. We're gonna have our booth again, guys. Come support us if you can. Volunteer to help us as well too. That would be awesome.
Kodo's in May, right?
So we'll have a game. We'll have some sort of putting game with stations and stuff and prizes, and then we'll have merchandise and stuff like that. And then we will obviously be one of the gold sponsors this year. So you'll see us there at Hillside.
You'll see our name on all 3 courses being used.
But shout out to Lucky Ace, man, and Jay Almaguer and Debbie and Amy and everybody who's involved. Yeah. But come check that out. If you haven't signed up for Live Oak, is it Summer Open or Spring Open?
Live Oak Summer Open.
Summer Open. Even though it's not summer?
Yeah. And then there's...
I thought it was spring. I don't know why. Is it spring or summer?
Spring?
Is it spring or summer?
It's summer.
The name is summer.
100% summer. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, guys. We'll get our facts straight.
But this year, speaking of LOSO, so this year, if you haven't signed up, sign up. This year's going to be fantastic.
Off the
There's the city of Live Oak is putting up big bucks. The city of
Shout
Universal
out to Live
City,
Oak. Yeah, shout out to Live Oak.
They've been wonderful. The city of Universal City is putting up big bucks as well. We're going to be using those 3 courses, the 2 in Live Oak, 1 in Universal City. There's going to be like social nights for players parties. There's going to be events on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights for players at different businesses in that area. That'll get like good discounts.
Yeah, that's how you keep the tournament coming. That's how you keep the funding coming and everything like that. So please sign up.
Support. We're going to be running a raffle that's going to be supporting Edge.
Yep.
They got cool prizes. The City of Live Oaks also put up a bunch of prizes for the raffle.
Yeah.
Several baskets, a Zuka card.
They had beautiful baskets last year too.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. So if you haven't signed up, please sign up.
Yep, check it out, y'all. And then again, you have the Q series coming up. That's going to be Kodo. That's May as well too. Be on the lookout for that. If you don't know about the Q series, go read up on it. It's pretty interesting. So might want to make you sign up. And then again, just Monahan Ranch Open coming up, which we'll talk more as it gets closer. Other than that, I mean, before we go, Monty, I do want you to mention your Instagram again so they know where to find you. And then I want Rob to go over one last thing.
Sweet. Firstavailable.dg. That's for Instagram and TikTok.
Cool. Check it out, y'all. It's very interesting. And Rob, I know it's something we started recently. Been pretty cool, and hopefully some of y'all are really analyzing your disc golf game. And Rob, no better person to do it than Rob. I mean, he helped me get started with my whole game, helped evolve my game, being open. So Rob, what's like your tip of the week that we got going?
So we are on this segment, Southpaws Tip of the Week. We're gonna try to be consistent with that, and
we're gonna post it,
and we'll post it down there so you can read it. But I'm gonna go over some bullet points and some things that I've thought of. So the tip this week is for, mainly AMs, being consistent when navigating those fairways, in those tight fairways. So it starts with field work. Obviously, I'm always going to say field work, knowing what your discs do. It builds confidence, the other thing. So disc selection. When you're playing a tight fairway, you need to consider not throwing an overstable disc. Just because you're going to skip into the thing, and it's very hard. You have to shape it. It's got to land a certain way. You got to have the nose angle. So disc selection, very important. Understand the flight characteristics, and that's where
especially there's out of bounds and stuff like that.
So focus on accuracy, not distance. Focus on your accuracy and try to hit your lines. Which leads me to the next one, which is visualizing that line. Visualizing how you want to land. You also want to think about course management. Where do I want to land? And when you're doing your field work, you want to maybe put a basket somewhere, and you want to imagine that there's...
And like your next shot.
Shot, like, okay, how am I going to want the flight to go there? And we're talking about being consistent in the fairway in tight lines, right? Obviously, we talked about more, if you can throw understable disc, throw them. Flip to flat or choose the right disc. Practice your technique. Just like a putting routine. You need to have that same routine with anything really that you do.
Every pro does it.
Yeah. Start slow and then accelerate. So don't try to go full speed and
James Conrad.
Yeah.
I need to start writing these down.
And then just play smart. Instead of always going for the most direct route, look at the most reliable path and try to replicate that same shot, that stock shot that will fit pretty much anywhere.
Something you could hit 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, and I think everything else will take care of itself. But yeah, those are really the things that I wanted to talk about.
Great tips. Yeah. Facts. So yeah, look it up, y'all. It's gonna be posted. Great. Again, and if you have questions, reach out to any of us individually. Reach out to the page, and also remember we have our followers. 100 subscribers, we're gonna be doing a giveaway. 500 subscribers, I believe we talked about the bag.
Oh yeah.
So that's still in play, y'all. Help us get there. Like, subscribe, share it. We don't care who you share it with.
Yeah, post it on their timeline. Yeah. Just do it.
And if you want a shout out, let us know. We'll shout your business out. No one's done it yet. And guys,
shout out to our sponsors, right?
Sponsors, of course, mine, Disc Kings, also Disc Fam. So appreciate the hell out of y'all. Look forward to being able to represent y'all the best to my abilities on and off the course. And then I know Rob has his sponsors.
So Gateway and obviously Disc Kings Disc Golf. And, very proud of what we've been doing, and we're looking to do better things. And obviously, our audio has been an issue, and we're still learning. So we appreciate you guys coming on that journey with us. Yeah. And we have Jory. He's been doing an amazing job. And my brother Hollywood, he's doing a great job.
They're really doing more on the back than we are on the front. I'm going to let you know that right now. That's true. They're doing a great job. I literally have no involvement in it.
Yeah, so they're doing a great job. And just thank you to our families. And, God bless you. And thank you so much.
And again, be on the lookout for our newly sponsored players next episode. Thanks, y'all.